Today, I'm going to be giving you guys the exact blueprint to go from $0 to $10,000 a month consistently using prop firms only. And that means not risking any of your own hard-earned money. This video is going to go over everything. We're going to go over a step-by-step plan, risk management plans for 2 firms that we are going to be talking about in this video, the exact strategy I use to utilize in prop firms, and the psychology that keeps it consistent. So that way you guys keep withdrawing every single month without spending more money on evaluations than you are getting in payouts. But if you guys are ready for this video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so that way you guys don't miss any more content. But without further ado, let's jump onto the computer and show you guys what I'm talking about. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how we can scale you guys from 0 to 10K a month within a 1 to 6 month scaling period. Some of you guys might just get turned off by that as soon as you guys start watching this bit of the video. But in reality, dude, it's already the 8th month of 2025. 1 to 6 months is nothing. So if you are in a rush to get rich overnight, or if you're in a rush to make money overnight with this thing, just please click off the video. I'm not with that bullshit. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get into this for the serious people that actually want to scale from 0 to 10K a month, because I know 10K a month is a lot of money for a lot of you guys out there. So anyone that says that 10K a month isn't a lot of money, they probably are stupid with money. So 10K a month is plenty. Let's just get straight into it. I don't want to waste any of you guys' time. I don't want to waste my time. I want to make sure that the people watching this get a ton of value, especially the serious people. So let's get into it. We're going to go ahead and break down the scaling roadmap by 3 phases. Okay, so the first phase is going to be building the skill and passing your first evaluations. Maybe you guys are trading right now. Maybe you guys have an eval right now. Maybe you've never passed one. Maybe you have passed one. Maybe you've gotten a payout, but you're so inconsistent because you're spending more on evaluations than you are getting in payouts, which means you're unprofitable or you're negative on multiple firms. First and foremost, right, in phase 1, we want to choose one evaluation. Okay, that can be a 50K or 100K or 150K. I usually tend to stick to the 50 or 150K accounts. Apex is cheaper. We're going to be talking about Apex and TopStep, by the way, but Apex is cheaper, but it is harder rules. Okay, keep that in mind. TopStep is better rules, plus they have more reliability and they support more longevity. Okay, they move you to a whole live account. They give you like bonuses and things like that. So TopStep would be my overall pick. Now, if you guys want to go, to topstep.com, you guys can look at the prices here. So 50K is about $49 a month. Now they do have an activation fee. It's $150 one time to activate the account once you pass the evaluation. So doesn't matter what account size you have, they are $150 for every single account size. So you're all in with $200 on a 50K if you pass the eval. You're all in about $250 on a 100K account if you pass that, and you're all in $300 on a 150K evaluation if you pass that. So with Apex, again, these are a little bit cheaper because they always do discounts. Right now they have an 80% discount. Use code Johnny if you guys do decide to go with Apex. Again, that's just my affiliate code if you guys want to support the channel and all that and support me. If you guys want to start with a 50K on Apex, with the current sale that Apex has right now, a 50K account costs about $37 to $38. So just keep that in mind. But again, they have an intraday trailing drawdown, meaning if you are in a position and you go up $500, that drawdown goes up with it. So if you don't take profit and that thing goes right back lower, your drawdown is going to be a lot less, okay, if you don't take profit. So that's why I said TopStep is better, because they have end of day drawdown. So again, my overall pick would be TopStep. I don't have an affiliate with them, but if you do sign up with TopStep and you're new to them, they have a 25% off your first month with code -25. Just a little plug when you're watching this video. So the objective for phase 1 is going to be pass the evaluation and maintain the account without breaking rules for at least 3 weeks. Statistically speaking, it takes 21 days to form a new habit and for that habit to become normal. So if you do the same thing for 21 days, you start gaining momentum and that thing becomes a lot less harder to do. Becomes easier to do. Okay, so you want to stay disciplined. You want to maintain the account without breaking any of your rules. Your rules are your rules. My rules might look different from yours, so figure out what your rules are. But lucky for you, we have some trading rules that I made for phase 1 here. First rule is going to be 1 to 2 setups max per day, 1 to 3 contracts max per position. You're going to trade in your best time window. And I'm assuming that a lot of you guys already know what your best time window is. For me, it's going to be 9 a.m. to 11-ish a.m. So those first 2 hours, sometimes in pre-market, but most of the time it is from like 9:30 to 11. So the first 2 hours to 90 minutes is usually my best window. Your focus is going to be on execution over money. Please do not pay attention to the money in phase 1. Okay, this is going to be a scaling roadmap. This is not a full port your fucking account and you're gonna get a payout, and then that payout, you're gonna waste all that payout on evaluations because you're stupid, you didn't follow rules, you don't follow rules, you're not disciplined, you blow that entire payout on evaluations, on rebuying them and trying to get that dopamine rush again, right, from getting a big payout. You don't want to do that. You want to focus on execution over the money. Okay, I don't want you guys to focus on fucking money for now. Okay, you will get there. Okay, execution, if you focus on execution over the money eventually follows if you execute well. The target is going to be 3 weeks of clean trading. Again, it takes 21 days for a new habit to become normal, to feel normal, to get that momentum. That is going to be phase 1 of the 1 to 6 month scaling roadmap. And why I say 1 to 6 months? Because it can take a month to change your fucking life and get 10K a month. It doesn't need to take 6 months. Another main reason why I put 1 to 6 is because a lot of you guys might be new to this. You might be intermediate. You might be advanced. Shit, I don't know. But the whole point of this is just, it's going to be a very clear cut roadmap for you to scale from 0 to 10K. All right, so phase 2 of this plan is going to be when you actually pass the eval and you get funded accounts, right? You want to add 2 to 3 more funded accounts. You can mix Top Step or Apex or even others like Take Profit Trader, Lucid Trading, Tradeful for diversity if you want, but you want to mirror trades across all accounts for efficiency, okay? Let's say you get a 150K account and then you want to mix in some 50K accounts. You can do that with Trade Syncer, which is a trade copier. You can ratio them, meaning if you do one mini contract with the 150K account, you can ratio this, meaning you can cut down the risk on the 50K accounts to 5 micros. I know my handwriting is horrible here. So you can scale this down on a 50K account to 5 micros. Doesn't need to be one mini across all these accounts with different risk parameters. You can actually ratio with a trade copier like Trade Syncer. So I recommend that. Once you pass, you know, whatever evaluation you go for, you want to add 2 to 3 more. And now risk per trade is going to stay the same. You don't want to size up. So the risk per trade is going to be a little bit different, and we're about to get into risk management for both prop firms, Top Step and Apex. But the target that you're going to aim for is going to be 3 to 5% monthly per account. For example, 100K account times 3%, that's going to be 3K. So if you have 3 accounts, 3 funded accounts, and you make 3% across all those accounts, you have 9K potential gross before the profit split, which is usually a 90-10 on all these futures prop firms anyways. You're looking at, you know, 8,100 if you do get a 9K payout. All right, so phase 3 is going to be scaling contracts and multiplying your payouts, right? Scaling your size and multiplying your payouts. The reason why you guys see me make 20, 30, 40K days consistently isn't because I'm risking 15 minis, 15 contracts, or over leveraging or anything like that. It's because I have a lot of funded accounts that I'm copy trading, right? You let the capital do the heavy lifting. You don't go in there and over leverage every single funded account. You just stack up accounts and you let that capital do the heavy lifting. So for example, if you stack to 5+ funded accounts, or you max out any firm, because on Top Step, you can only do 5 funded accounts. On Apex, you can do 20. So imagine 25 funded accounts all being copy traded. So after 2 payout cycles without breaches, you can double your size easily. You can double your size because if you get 2 payout cycles, you have enough money to cover, you know, more evals if that happens. And don't be scared to lose an account. Don't get emotionally attached to these accounts because guys, at the end of the day, this is a business. Eval purchasing is an expense. The problem comes in when you are rapid buying evals and not getting any payouts. This is a good roadmap to follow so that way you don't do that. So target is going to be 1 to 2K per account monthly. Imagine if you have 8 accounts. That's 8 to 16K a month. 8 to 16K a month, bro. 8 to 16K a month if you didn't hear me. So you want to withdraw consistently. You want to leave cushion for the next cycle. So that way you have a good cushion after the payout. That way you're not taking, you know, for example, you make $2,600 on a 50K, but you take out, you know, 2K and then you have $600 of drawdown left. It's going to be really hard to stack that up again, right? You want the appropriate risk. You want an appropriate cushion as well. Moving on to the risk management plan for both Apex and Top Step. So we'll start with Top Step again. This is my overall pick, but I would do as follows here. So max daily risk is going to be 50% of your daily loss limit. For example, a 100K account with the $2,000 daily loss is going to be $1,000 max. Okay, that's what you want to risk if you want to use the whole 50% daily loss. Okay, you don't want to hit your daily loss because then you only have half of that left, because the max limit loss for a 100K account, for example, is $3,000. So if you lose 2,000 off the rip, you only have $1,000 to risk. So you might as well max, you got $1,000 to risk. Now per trade risk, I would only risk 0.25 to 0.5% of the account. So that's about $250 to $500 per trade on 100K. Okay, that looks a little bit different on a 50. That looks a little bit different on 150. Okay, so daily stop rule: 1 full loss, you cut size by 50% for next trade. 2 losses, you stop trading for the entire day and you wait for the next day. Scaling contracts: when you want to scale, again, you can scale 1 contract. If you're trading a mini, stick to a mini. I promise you guys, a mini contract is enough. You can do 5 micros, 10 micros, but then if you want to scale once you guys prove to yourself that you guys can have 2 consecutive profitable months. Once you guys have that, scale up, double the size. Because at that point, you guys should have a pretty good cushion in these accounts. So for Apex, this is the risk plan that I would follow. The drawdown buffer: always maintain $500 to $1,000 above the stop out. Now, risk per trade, same, 0.25 to 0.5% rule. For payout protection, after you get your payout target, for example, on a 50K, if you want to withdraw the whole $2,000, you have to make 54.6K. So you have to get to 54.6K. So you have to make $4,600. I would withdraw at least 90% of that. I know I say 50 to 80 because you can leave a buffer, but if you do make the drawdown on a 50K, by the way, 50K accounts on Apex are the best value for what they offer. It's the easiest account to pass. But once you make the drawdown, which is 2,500, it stops intraday trailing. So it kind of like acts like a top step account, but they do have a 30% consistency rule. And among other rules, they have a lot of other rules that you guys need to look into if you want to go with Apex. But after the payout target is hit, you could withdraw at least 90%. I would recommend, if you guys get to the full 4,600, I would withdraw like 1,900, 2K, and leave that buffer. So to scale the contracts on Apex, I would only do it after 2 consecutive payouts without a breach. So if you can get 2 payouts on 50K accounts on Apex, that's when I would start scaling. That's when I would start doubling my size. I wanted to include this in the video before I move on, but I am doing a free masterclass this Sunday going over this exact game plan, but even more in depth, showing you guys more strategies, breaking down the strategy, doing a whole backtesting session in that free class, just giving you guys absolute sauce and game. If you guys are interested in this free masterclass that I'm doing this upcoming Sunday, the link for that will be pinned in the comments. Again, this masterclass is completely free. I'm just going to be giving you guys absolute game, just my token of appreciation to you guys for watching these videos and always supporting me. And I have a surprise for everybody that joins up on the masterclass this Sunday, so you guys don't want to miss out. But let's get back to the rest of the video. The next bit of this 10K a month plan is going to be the strategy and game plan. So I've come up with some rules for you here. Time windows: you're going to trade 1 to 2 sessions only. Example is going to be 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. You don't see anything there, you can trade the PM session or skip the day altogether. Now for setups, you guys can use my flow state model, my flow state V2 model, my unicorn model, or CRT. And I have videos on all of these models. Just look at my channel. So make sure you guys look for them if you guys want to study these setups. But you are going to look for one of these setups here. Now, higher time frame, again, you can use the 15-minute to 1 hour for intraday bias. Lower time frames, these are just examples, but you can use the 1 to 3 minute to 5 minute for the entry trigger. Risk reward minimum 2 to 1, ideally 3 to 1, but you want to at least aim for a 2 to 1. You can even aim for a 1.5 to 1, but again, minimum would be a 2 to 1. For the management that I want you guys to follow, especially for Apex, if you do decide to go with Apex, is moving stops to break even after a 1R or trailing your stop as the move goes your way. Another thing is predefining your partials and targets. No random exits. Do not exit based off P&L. Make sure that you have your targets in mind before even entering your trade. And the last bit of this 10K a month plan is going to be psychology and mindset. This is where most traders fail. If you fix this, scaling becomes inevitable. So the rules for psychology and mindset is going to be detaching from P&L. Like I told you in the beginning, focus on execution. The money is always going to follow from a good executioner. You're not going to revenge trade. I don't give a fuck if you feel like you can't take a loss. You need to step away from it. I'm giving you guys the blueprint, bro. You guys just need to follow this, and it's so fucking simple. Just follow this fucking plan, and I guarantee you guys, within 1 to 2 to 3 months max, you guys will be making 10K a month consistently if you just follow this fucking blueprint here. You're not going to revenge trade. A lot of you guys have that fucking problem. Again, if you guys want some solutions to revenge trading, join up in the free masterclass that I'm doing this upcoming Sunday. Please, I encourage you guys. The link will be pinned in the comments, like I said earlier. But no revenge trading, okay? Once the max loss is hit, just shut it down, walk away, touch grass. Account rotation. If you're mentally off, trade smaller, or even demo, right? Paper trading on TradingView to protect your funded accounts, Okay, if you feel the itch to trade when you know you shouldn't, fucking slap up that trading pay-per-view account and trade on that. Daily check-in. You're going to keep a journal. TradeZella or your own notebook and paper if you can't afford TradeZella. You're going to do a daily check-in. You're going to ask yourself, did I follow my plan? Was my risk size correct? Did I execute fearlessly? Did I follow everything to a T and still lose? Did I do everything that was required of me today? I want you to check in daily with yourself. Don't just lose and be like, whatever. The final piece is a weekly reset. Okay, you're going to review your processes. You're going to review your trades from this last week. You're not just going to review your wins, the ones that look good. You're going to review your losses, your wins, and everything in between. All right, so scaling math example, I just wanted to add this for, motivation here. Again, letting the capital do the heavy lifting is the key with this, okay? If you have 8 100K accounts and you make that 1% monthly on each account, you literally aim for $1,000 every month. That's $8,000 a month. At 2%, you're at 16K, all without risking personal funds. Now you have a blueprint to scale to 10K months. There's absolutely no excuses anymore. If you guys follow what I just laid out in this video, there's no doubt in my mind that you guys get to 10K months very easily and very consistently using prop firms and not using any of your own capital. That's going to be it for this video. If you guys want more information on the free masterclass that I'm hosting this upcoming Sunday, that link will be pinned in the comments. If you guys feel like you need more guidance, more accountability, more coaching, more personal one-on-one help, I do have a few spots open in my one-on-one mentorship where you guys get all of that and way fucking more. If you guys are interested in doing that, you guys can apply with the first link in the description of this video. But with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video on the blueprint to scale to 10K months only using prop firms and not using any of your own capital. And like I said, there's no doubt in my mind that you guys can achieve 10K months consistently, because if I can do it, if the next person on social media that you guys watch can do it, why can't you? Why can't you? You guys have it all in front of you. But yeah, have a nice day, guys. Catch you guys in the next one.